What is going on, crypto crew? Sean's coming back at you with another cryptocurrency video. Before we get started, getting straight into it, check us out at Bitcoin Bros 101. We have ebooks and courses here, but also check out our premium Patreon pass. We sold out of our VIP Crypto OG crew. We have 2 more packages. Check all the benefits, engage with our community, and get some one-on-one with the Bitcoin Bros. Taking a look at the total 3, getting straight into it. Right now, at the current time of this recording, we're coming in at $665 billion. And look, at this chart is looking extremely bullish because this is on the weekly. The weekly flipped green on the Gaussian channel, and we've seen that this 20 crossed over the 200, and the RSI is just putting in higher highs and higher lows. Let's look at this trend. We draw down here. Remember, the trend's your friend to the end. So could we come back down to this lower bound? There's a possibility. Yeah, we actually could come down and wick down to 583. I know we came back down and kissed it perfectly. We'll see what the next few weeks does, but we have to look at this uprise right here as a big engulfing candle to the peak, and when we came back, this came back about 50%. So this is a healthy correction, and then we could have a continuation to the upside. The next level to pay attention to the upside is that $824 billion range. We get back above that, this is a massive opportunity over the next 6 to 12 months. Looking at the Bitcoin dominance at 55%, what do we see? We see exhaustion here. Trend exhaustion is occurring. Look at this rounding top right here with the RSI, and this typically indicates a downwards price action. And we also see a bearish divergence as the price is putting in a high, a higher high, and higher high. The lows, same way, higher lows and higher lows. The trend's your friend to the end. We're just stair-stepping our way to the upside. But note that this is still putting in higher highs, but this candle right here didn't get a candle close up here, so this seems that we could be seeing some exhaustion right here. But note one thing with the RSI, we are now putting in lower lows and lower lows, and this trend is changing. So when the price action goes up and the RSI goes down, this is a bearish divergence. So when are we going to see this fall down? This could be the massive all season most are waiting for. And Mikey Bull is also showing you this in a rising wedge. This is just another indication showing the bearish divergence. Once again, stair stepping your way to the upside. This rising wedge pattern is a bearish pattern. Look right here, you have that initial rally, trade inside, making higher highs, higher lows, then that breakdown. Technical target for this would be back down to that 40% range. So if we see that massive fall, definitely a huge opportunity. And then L Crypto Prof, you see these red dots here call out black swan events. COVID crash of 2020, FTX crash of 2022, and look, when we come out from the previous all-time high and we test this, we do get a retracement, then a blast off. Well, look, we've tested this retracement. Are we going to see that blast off sooner rather than later for the Bitcoin price chart? This looks extremely bullish. This is going to pull the rest of the market up with it, and Bitcoin may lead the way. Alts will definitely follow. But look here, L Crypto Prof is pointing out this alt season. Massive season, massive season, massive season. Will we break this 40% trend line? We showed you this in the total 3 chart, and you see this is a downwards continuation. So we could actually break this trend line, have a retest, and a continuation to the downside. How low will we go in this chart? Time will definitely tell, but it's a huge opportunity for alts. The one thing to pay attention to is what indicated the beginning of the alt season. A massive red candle in the dominance. That's when this bearish engulfing candle caused the market to basically fall down. Bearish engulfing. Are we going to see that bearish engulfing? Maybe next month, maybe the following month. When are we going to see it? But it is coming. And here's an example of an altcoin that you can pay attention to. This is Cardano. You see the Adam and Eve pattern. You have the breakout, retest, blast off. Look at Adam and Eve pattern, breakout, back test, continuation to the upside. Could we see Cardano $5, $10? Most definitely. This is an indication that this is a continuation to the upside and a part of the macro 5-wave Elliott impulses for Cardano. Adam Beck is weighing in. The geometric mean of those new cycle ranges, if we track prior cycles, is about $800,000. which is probably enough to flip gold, as we want to also put down gold ETFs as investors are asked what they want to sell to do their Bitcoin ETF investment. So he's looking at this chart right here, and this chart is looking at Bitcoin's growth trajectory after the fourth halving. What if Bitcoin's growth after the fourth halving follows the same pattern as previous cycles? Well, assuming the growth rate as the last 3 cycles, we would expect one Bitcoin to be worth between the lower bound of 140,000 and the upper bound of $4.5 million per coin, starting from the $63,000 price from yesterday's halving. So keep this in mind. What's the next 12 months going to look like? Definitely bullishness to the upside. And this is a chart, this is a screenshot from Chico Crypto's YouTube. Definitely check him out. We give credit where it's due. And this is his prediction. He just looked at the average price increase post-halving. So 2020 post-halving had about 547 increase. 2016 post-halving had 285% increase. So taking an average of both of these, which puts you at about 416% from 62,000. That would take you over a $300,000 Bitcoin price target. Is this what you see? Arthur Hayes is weighing in on this cycle. Is this going to be the last Bitcoin hype cycle, or is it going to be a super cycle over the next 10 years? Let's hear what Arthur has to say.
I think that maybe there's no such thing as like a permanent plateau, right? I'm not Irving Fisher in 1929 thinking that stocks are never going to go down, right? That's just dumb. Stuff goes up and down. We're humans. We overpromise the future, and then it gets there and it's kind of like blah, 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 right? So I think maybe the cycle is just longer and the upside is just higher. But there will be an 85-90% drawdown in crypto. I am very confident in that. We might not adhere to this 4-year cycle because I think we're in the moment where the global investor class and the proletariat loses faith in this thing called Keynesian economics and deficit financing. And so if we have a revolt of the bond market saying, I don't want to own JGBs, treasuries, bunds, all these bonds of these bankrupt governments, and here's this digital alternative, we could see a very explosive upside cycle. And then maybe if we throw all the baby boomers out of power around the world, the younger generation's like, well, why am I paying for healthcare for a bunch of Muppets? Let's reorganize the system, and then we might see some more responsible governance in terms of spending. And then at that point, maybe a government bond is a better bet than owning Bitcoin on a forward-looking basis. So I think things can change. We obviously think that the same crop of idiots who run the world are going to continue doing so. And, the same sort of deficit financing policies are going to prevail for the foreseeable future. But that's not going to be the case in 5 years' time. Things are different. So I think that would be my caveat to the super cycle. And I hope the more people who say super cycle, the more I'll be ready to start dumping bags.
You can do a year end for 2024, plus also what you think the next all-time high will be. Okay,
my year-end price prediction is 99,999, and my my all-time high prediction is 900,000. Basically $1 less than 1 million Bitcoin.
Wait, in this next cycle?
Yes.